Hello, great thinkers and minds of Davos. I'm Sequester McKinney. I'm a U.S. citizen. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. Today's question we're posed with: what one thing do I think that countries, companies, or individuals must do to make this world a better place in 2008? Well, let me take this opportunity to say that in order to come up with any solution, we first must correctly identify the problem. Notice I didn't say identify the symptoms of the problem, but correctly identify the problem. Once we can correctly identify the problem, then we can better develop a solution to make this world a better place in 2008. In our world, we see that we constantly deal with the symptoms that result from the problem. Take, for example, the symptom of violent crime. We oftentimes try and deal with the symptom of the crime instead of determining what problem led to the crime. We're so quick to accuse that we don't take the proper time to really discover the problem. We simply gloss over the problem, assign a bad seed stamp to the symptomatic individual or individuals involved, and lock them away. So you may ask, so what is the problem? The problem has been among us for many years now, but we've turned a deaf ear and a blind eye to it. The problem is simply a lack of love in this world. Yes, you heard me right, love. Okay, I know what you're thinking, so what does love have to do with anything? In fitting with this monumental day, celebrating the life of Dr. Martin Luther King, let's see what this great world leader had to say about love. This is a quote from a sermon he delivered November 17, 1957, and it went something like this. Now, there is a final reason I think that Jesus says, love your enemies. It is this, that love has within it a redemptive power, and there is a power there that eventually transforms individuals. That's why Jesus says, love your enemies, because if you hate your enemies, you have no way to redeem and to transform your enemies. But if you love your enemies, you will discover that at the very root of love is the power of redemption. You just keep loving people and keep loving them, even though they're mistreating you. Here's the person who is a neighbor, and this person is doing something wrong to you, and all of that. Just keep being friendly to that person. Keep loving them. Don't do anything to embarrass them. Just keep loving them, and they can't stand it too long. Oh, they react in many ways in the beginning. They react with bitterness because they're mad because you love them like that. They react with guilt feelings, and sometimes they'll hate you a little more at that transition period, but just keep loving them. And by the power of your love, they will break down under the load. That is love, you see. It is redemptive. And this is why Jesus says love. There's something about love that builds up and is creative. There's something about hate that tears down and is destructive. So love your enemies. Did you hear what he said? Do you see what I mean? So you ask again, what one thing do I think that countries, companies, or individuals must do to make the world a better place in 2008? Well, I submit to you the solution is to love. No, I'm not talking about conditionally based love, but I'm talking about country, company, and individual changing love. The love that Dr. Martin Luther King taught and the love Jesus teaches, the love that never fails. See, many of the problems we face in this world are a direct reflection of a lack of love. How many violent crimes began because someone didn't get enough love? How many problems go unsolved because a young mind never reached full maturity as a result of love deprivation? I propose that we as a nation and individuals take a stand starting today to love our neighbors as ourselves. So what does that mean? It means we have neighbors as near and dear to us as our families, but we also have neighbors right next door to us that we don't even know or speak to every day. We have coworkers we don't get along with. We have confrontations on the highways and byways of this world. We need to stop and love that person right next to us. Notice I didn't say they will love you back, but I'm saying that your love will start to transform people around you, and before you know it, love will start to spread from your home to your community, then to this nation, and then to this world. It starts with you and me right here at home. We need to take a stand for love. Through love, we will begin to discover even more great minds and thinkers like yourselves, because love will empower them to have the confidence to come forward, freely expressing solutions for a better world. Through the love of one man who had a dream and the love of his many supporters came the birth of freedom, equality, and hope. Do we live in a perfect world? The answer is no, but that is only because we've stopped dreaming. So in closing, I say let's start loving and continue to dream to love our enemies, and we shall overcome. It has indeed been a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you, and God bless you all.